Hey everyone, I'm so excited to be here with you today. Kelsey the Counsellor, hello, hello. And we're going to talk all about intention setting for 2022. I'm not personally big on New Year's resolutions, but 2021 kind of put me through the ringer, and I feel a little bit like a deflated Christmas lawn ornament coming out of it. So I used the idea of New Year's resolution with my own fancy twist, and I created a bit of a wish list or intention setting list, which allowed me to focus on what I want to let go in 2021 and what I want to bring more into my life in 2022. And then I got to be playful and make a little bit of a wish list. Hey, 22, you want to listen and maybe take some of my notes and post-its and consider providing me with these wonderful things. But that's just the play part. But the play part was really great and actually gave me some joy. I just needed a little bit of hope, a little bit of play, a little bit of fantasy. So go for it. When you're making your intention list, get playful, and maybe you can dear 2022 a little bit of a wish list as well. Anyway, so all you need are a few supplies. You just need some craft paper, Sharpie, and some scissors. And then of course you need to have your favorite music, maybe your favorite warm beverage or a delicious snack, some wonderful music that feels gentle and inspiring or raucous and powerful, whatever is your way. And then you're going to need some quiet space as well for yourself to really give yourself a chance to reflect. So as always, I'd love it if you hit the subscribe button or the notification bell, and you'll be notified of any more posts that we do here on Kelsey the Counsellor for you. Our intention is always to offer you with support and great ideas to help you in living your best life and overcoming those difficulties that prevent you from living your best life. So if there's anything that you'd love to see more of, please feel free to let us know, and let us know how it goes if you do decide to play with intention setting. So I have some pre-cut craft paper hearts here. You can of course always use stars or even just Bristol board. There's some pretty cool sparkly Bristol board I saw there when I was shopping, so that can be fun too. But shapes are kind of neat because you can kind of stick them all over your house. I told my husband there's going to be some funny posters around our house in the next little while, and so that's what we have. We have some horrible, ugly, fabulous posters plastered around our house that I get a chance to glance at once in a while and kind of fill me with some joy. So what is intention setting? How do we even know what we want? This is the most important part, where you're going to need to give yourself some space to pause and reflect. Sometimes doing it in incremental moments can be really helpful, but nuts to the resolutions. Come on, let's focus on what is fulfilling for us in 2022, which means that we do have to put energy and effort towards it. And it doesn't mean that we're attached to the outcome. It means we're attached to the process. So the first thing that you can do to start when you're intention setting is reflect back on how things have been going the last little while, in the last year, in the last half year, quarter, whatever has been going on in your life, and see how it's been going. Has it been great? Are you feeling energized and alive and wonderful and well? With the caveat that, COVID and climate change and 6,000 children and babies unearthed from unmarked graves across our nation have all been going on in 2021, and it was for sure a heavy year. And I know personally and professionally, a lot of people have been struggling. So my heart goes out to all of you if that's been difficult for you, which is part of the reason I want to infuse some sparkle and play into our intention setting for this year. So I definitely took some time to reflect on the last year and where I want to go. What do I want in my life? What do I want to bring more of into my life? And what is kind of my path for this year? I also personally like to do a monthly and quarterly kind of check-in on my intention setting because they're flexible. It's not a rigid thing. We can't say on this date, I want to be in this place. It's okay, I want to work towards having more of this and less of this in my life. So I started with a few things that, some practices that I've already have a part of my life that I want to build on, and then some new things that I just want to really kind of shake myself up and create a path for going forward. So the first one that I did, so I am in BC, Canada, so I'm a little bit of a hippie at heart, but I really have been trying to do some green efforts. Of course, they can always get better. And so that's something I'm going to be focusing on more in this year. I want to continue my green efforts, but I'm going to even try to do more. Last year, I focused a lot on packaging and trying to reduce my packaging. This year, I'm going to try to even more reduce my packaging when I'm purchasing things. And I'm also going to really try to focus on buying local. Super, super important in reducing that carbon footprint to me. And so that's what I feel like I can do is buy local. Okay, the next intention that I set, this one is a bit of a lofty goal. So I think this plays on my like wish list and fantasy because we all have days where we're feeling really great and we have energy and we have capacity, and then days where we feel like we don't have a lot of capacity and a lot to give. So this was a bit of a wish list and playful, but using every interaction with other people as an opportunity for compassion. And the reason I came up with that is because reflecting on 2021, it's been so heavy. And so what can I do to try to create a little bit of sparkle and spread a little bit of fairy dust in the world? Well, when I'm interacting with other people, if I can do it from a place of compassion, if I can infuse that interaction with some kindness and some compassion, then maybe I'll spread a little bit of goodness in the world. With the caveat, of course, that there's going to be days where maybe I need to be on the receiving end of compassion. And so that even means for myself, that practice of self-compassion is going to be on my radar for 2022. And for sure, going forward, it's a shift I hope to continue to work on. So those are some of the intentions that I set for this year because I was looking around the world around me and I wanted to think about, what I can do to contribute more goodness to the world. And so those are some of the things that I thought about what I can do to set an intention to contribute positively to the world around me. And intentions are also for our own life. So looking at, how am I doing? Check out the biopsychosocial spiritual model, how to create more balance in your life, YouTube, if you're interested at all on trying to figure out, am I in or out of balance and how I can move to greater balance. And something I tend to do is I tend to go really, really fast. I do lots of things. It's stimulating. It's exciting. I love it. And then I need to make sure I'm carving out space to calm down and slow down. So I tend to be one of those goers. And so one of my intentions for this next year is remembering the turtle in the story, The Turtle and the Hare. So the turtle has such value. It moves at a slow and steady pace, whereas the hare kind of blitzes, burns out, needs to take a rest under the tree, and then gets a little bit disoriented and then has to scramble again. So my intention for this next year for me personally is to remember the turtle. So I hope that that's helpful when you're thinking about your intention setting for the next year and some of the things that you can do. Get some COVID safe friends together over Zoom and sit down and play craft and get in there and think about what kind of a world you want to live in at large and what kind of a world you want to have for yourself. And then we want to make them realistic, right? So these are more overarching themes that I hope to have in my life, but we can also make them really specific. So for example, in remembering the turtle, that might be for me, every Sunday night, I'm going to give myself some space to have a bath with a bath bomb. I got a lot of bath bombs over the holidays, so maybe I can make good use of those, and I can do that on Sunday night to kind of calm down from the week and get ready to recharge for the week ahead. And just carving out that space for ourselves is so important. So we can do either at large, kind of bigger concept ideas for ourselves personally in our own life, or we can kind of break them down into smaller, more tangible things. The one thing I will say is when we make them more tangible and say things like, every Sunday night, I want to have a bath with a bath bomb and I want it to be, 45 minutes with candles and music and all the things. What happens if I get to Sunday night and I don't really need that? What if I'm feeling energized? Or what if I don't really want a bath? Or what if I have something else going on? Am I breaking my rule? And this for me is the difference between a resolution and an intention. A resolution, kind of feels more rigid and stuck and like we have to do it or we're breaking a promise to ourselves. But an intention is a little bit more flexible, more fluid. And so we can adapt and we can change them along the way because the intention behind an intention is to serve us. And so if we need to shift our intention along the way, And if we kind of focus on, I want to remember the turtle and I want to be gentle with myself and I want to make sure I slow down. If that's my intention, then as I'm doing different things, maybe I'm making dinner one night and I'm listening to music and I'm feeling really gentle. Maybe that's my remembering the turtle moment. It doesn't have to be so rigid. So that's some tips for you for creating intentions for 2022. I hope you found it helpful, and Happy New Year to you all.